If you do a Google search for how to get ahead in the fashion industry, most of the results are pretty generic and just flat out junk. Obviously, everybody tells you to get an internship, which is not a bad idea, although internships can be really hard to find. I made a video on that. But beyond that, people say things like track your skills and write down your dreams and be really clear about the job and be present online. And that is just really fluffy, generic advice that's not actually going to get you anywhere. Beyond that, a lot of the advice out there, like get an internship, or people say volunteer at Fashion Week. It requires that you live in a fashion hub, which is not possible for most of us, right? So I want to share some advice in this video that works no matter where you live or no matter how much experience you have. You don't have to live in a fashion hub, and it's very tangible, concrete advice. It's not fluffy, generic stuff. Because here's the thing, you can get into fashion. It's just not the way you think, the obvious way of getting an internship and or then getting a job. Because here's the thing, the fashion industry and the job industry is competitive AF, you guys. It is hard to get a job. It's gotten worse since the pandemic, and it is just super, super competitive out there. And so what can you do instead? You can become a fashion freelancer. Now, when I talk about freelancing, I'm not talking about permalance jobs, which are the freelance jobs that you find on job boards like Style Careers or Indeed that say freelance, and you're still required to show up 40 hours a week and work on site, and you basically look and act like an employee, but you don't get any of the benefits of being an employee. You don't get paid time off or vacation or anything, and you're disposable. It's actually quite abusive to our industry, and I find it very abusive. I do not condone this type of freelance work. I'm talking about true remote freelance work where you get to set your own schedule and work with the variety of brands that you love when you want, where you want, from anywhere in the world. This was my own personal experience in the fashion industry. This is how I built my career after having my own brand and after working for an employee, both of which I decided were not for me. And I was able to build my career up from $0 to $100,000 a year over my 10-year career as a freelancer in fashion. If you're curious about how you can earn, how much money you can earn as a freelancer in the fashion industry, I have a cash calculator. You plug in 2 simple numbers. It's really, really fun tool, and it'll spit out your earning potential. But this advice of becoming a freelancer is not based on my personal experience alone. It is also based on the 500 graduates that we have inside of our Freelance Accelerator program. I'll just tell you one story from one of our really successful students, Arya Mishra. Arya is 20 years old. She lives in a small town in industry. She did not go to fashion school. She did not have any industry experience. She was self-taught through all of my free tutorials on how to draw fashion flats, and I'll link to those below as well. And she kickstarted her freelance career. Within the first few weeks of joining Freelance Accelerator, she had 5 paying clients. She's charging $20 an hour, which, if you know the pay scale in India, that's an amazing rate to be charging. And again, she's 20 years old with no experience, 5 clients. But beyond the money and the success she's seeing, Arya is so excited, and she told me she can't believe that her fashion dream came true, and she can't believe that she has the opportunity to do this. So this is the cool thing with freelancing. You can get ahead, you can get kickstarted no matter where you live without any experience. And the other thing that I'll let you know is not only is it more accessible, but there are more opportunities since the pandemic. People used to think that freelancing was really uncommon. It actually has always been possible. I kickstarted my career in 2009, and a lot of my students have started their career before the pandemic hit. But COVID has changed 2 things in the fashion industry. First is that it has forced brands to be more open to remote work. They were overnight instantly forced to realize that they had to work remote, and so they are more open to that. Second, they realized that working with remote true remote freelancers is a lot less risky than hiring full-time employees. Then thing number 2 is that there are more startup brands out there who need freelancers. A lot of the industry professionals who got laid off when the pandemic hit, they said, screw it, I'm not going to work for another company anymore. I'm finally starting my own brand. And all of these startups need freelancers. One person is not always capable, nor do they have the time, the expertise, nor the desire to do all of the tasks that need to be done inside of a free fashion brand. So there are so many more startups that need freelancers. So the best way to get ahead and to get started in the fashion industry is not to get an internship. I mean, you can go that route and that's great for some people, but it's not accessible for a lot of us. It is to become a freelancer. So how exactly do you do that? Well, this video is not long enough for me to tell you all of that in detail. I have tons of other content with tangible, actionable advice that's going to actually help you get started. Grab my Freelance Success Pack. I'm going to link to it below. Inside of the Freelance Success Pack are all of the tools that you need to build your freelance career, whether you're getting started without experience, or maybe you did go to fashion school, or you have a couple years experience, or even 10, 20, and you want to get ahead further. Freelancing is for you, and I will help you get there through my Freelance Success Pack. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited to be here and helping you on your freelance career. I am so Heidi. If you enjoyed this video and liked what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any other content. And check out all the free resources listed below. You're going to love what you find down there. Talk to you soon. Bye.